Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll be taking a look at my weekly stock market analysis of the US markets. So we'll take a look at a couple of different market indexes, namely the S&P 500, the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq. So we'll first start off with the S&P 500 followed by the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq. Alright, so over here we have the daily chart of the S&P 500, and if we zoom out a bit over here, we see that the S&P 500 is on a clear downtrend. So how do we know? We take a look at the price action. So over here, you can see that the price action is making lower highs and lower lows. So over here, this is the first high, and you notice that the second high is lower than the first high. The third high is lower than the second high, and the fourth high is lower than the third high. So that's for the lower highs. The next thing that we'll take a look at is the lower lows. So here's the first low. This is the second low. So you can see that the second low is lower than the first low. Then the third low is over here. So third low is lower than the second low. The fourth low is lower than the third low. On top of that, prices of the S&P 500 is below both the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average. So the 50-day moving average is this red line over here, and the 200-day moving average is this black line over here. And you can see that prices are trading below both moving averages. Furthermore, you can see that the moving averages for both the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average is also downward sloping. So it's very clear that the S&P 500 is on a downtrend. So as 3 out of 4 stocks follow the general market condition, you need to be very aware that prices of the S&P 500 and the overall market is in a downtrend. But over here during last Friday trading session, we had a positive price action on that day. So over here you see that the prices of the S&P 500 went up by 2.29%. So prices on Friday moved up by 2.29%, and it also occurred on above average volume. So you can see that the volume over here is above the 50-day average. So Friday's trading session would register as the first follow-through day. So what we want to see is in the next subsequent trading sessions, we want to see the S&P 500 and the other major US indexes having a follow-through day. So that's for the S&P 500. Now let's take a look at the price chart for the Dow Jones. So currently the Dow Jones is the best performing US major index. So currently out of all the major US indexes, the Dow Jones is the best performing one. So as you can take a look at the price action for the Dow Jones, it's both above the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average. And on Friday, it closed up by 2.13%. And you can see over here, this is an important area for prices because this is a resistance area. So as you can see by zooming out, this is a price level that the Dow Jones has respected in the previous few months. So over here, it acted as support. Then once it break below this area, it became a resistance. So prices encountered resistance over here, and a bit over here. So right now, if prices can break above and close above this level, it's a positive sign for the Dow Jones. The next one we'll take a look at is the Nasdaq. So similar to the S&P 500, the Nasdaq is on a downtrend. So prices are making lower highs and lower lows, and also prices are trading below both the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average. So right now, prices are encountering some support over here. So this price area is a support area for the Nasdaq. So this was the first time, this was the second time, and then this was the third time. And on Friday's trading session, prices of the Nasdaq closed up by 2.76%. So as you can see for all the major US indexes, they all had a positive trading session on Friday. And we could potentially see a follow-through day in the next subsequent trading sessions. So in the coming weeks for the US stock market, you want to pay attention closely to these 3 major indexes and see whether they are able to form a follow-through day. If you don't know what a follow-through day is, you can check out my video at the top right of your screen where I share with you exactly what is a follow-through day and how you can identify a follow-through day. Okay, now let's take a look at some stats for the US indexes. So over here, we are taking a look at both the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. So for the S&P 500, for stocks trading above their 50-day moving average, last 2 weeks we had 239 stocks trading above the 50-day moving average. And for last week, it was 329. So we saw an increase of 90. And for stocks trading above their 200-day moving average, 2 weeks ago we had 239. And last week we had 271 with an increase of 32. Stocks making 52-week new highs on the S&P 500, we had 0 2 weeks ago and 18 last week. So there's a positive increase of 18. As for the 52-week new lows, 2 weeks ago we had 0 and last week we had 5. So that's an increase of 5. And if we take a look at the advanced decline line for the S&P 500, so the S&P 500 is over here. The advanced decline line for the S&P 500 is generally increasing in the past few weeks. So overall, the breadth of the S&P 500 is quite positive during the past few weeks. So the positive action that the S&P 500 put in on its price chart is backed up by positive breadth action by the S&P 500. So now let's take a look at the Nasdaq. So for the Nasdaq, stocks trading above their 50-day moving average for 2 weeks ago, it was 1,396. And for last week, it was 1,894. So an increase of 498. And for stocks trading above their 200-day moving average, 2 weeks ago, it was 1,140. And for last week, it was 1,345 with an increase of 205. As for stocks making their 52-week new highs, 2 weeks ago it was 52, and last week was 80, so an increase of 28. And for stocks making their 52-week new lows, 2 weeks ago we had 144, and last week we had 81. So that's a decrease of 63. And for the advanced decline line for the Nasdaq, so the Nasdaq's over here, we see that the advanced decline line for the past few weeks is also generally increasing. So similar to the S&P 500, the recent positive action in the Nasdaq is also backed up by positive breadth action. And we take a look over here. Are the stocks that are bought or on my buy alert list following through? Yes, generally they have been breaking out and so far holding their gains. Then are there any distribution days in the indexes? So as we have seen just now, there are no distribution days. Instead, we had some positive price action by the 3 major US indexes. So to summarize, the S&P 500 is below both the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average. The Dow Jones is above the 50-day moving average and also above the 200-day moving average. For the Nasdaq, is below both the 50 and 200-day moving average. And for the Russell 2000, which tracks smaller to mid-cap stocks, the index is trading below both its 50-day moving average and 200-day moving average. So that's a roundout of my weekly US stock market analysis. Hopefully you have enjoyed and liked this video. If you did, smash the like button because it really helps the channel grow and allow me to produce more content such as this. And if you want more videos such as this, make sure to subscribe to my channel because each week I release new videos about investing, trading, and the stock market. I'll see you in those other videos to your financial success.